When a woman starts losing attraction, she doesn't announce it. She shows you through 7 specific behaviors that most men completely miss until it's too late. If you're seeing these signs, you're already in the danger zone. Here's exactly what to watch for and why it matters more than you think. Clue 1. Her eyes don't light up anymore. Remember when she first met? Her pupils would dilate when you walked into the room. Her eyes locked onto yours like you were the only person there. That's raw biology. Attraction literally changes how women look at you. Now watch her face when you show up. Flat expression, distracted glances. She's looking past you, checking her phone, scanning the room for literally anything more interesting. Psychology. Research proves that eye contact duration directly correlates with romantic interest. A woman who's attracted stares. A woman losing interest avoids your gaze entirely. You'll see this everywhere once you know what to look for. That coworker who used to brighten up when you stopped by her desk now barely glances up from her computer. The woman at your gym who used to make eye contact across the weight room now finds her phone fascinating. Every time you're nearby, the eyes truly are the windows to the soul, and when they lose that spark, it's a biological signal that her emotional connection is fading. Clue 2, her touch vanishes. Attraction makes women tactile. When she was into you, she found reasons to brush your arm during conversations. Leaned into you. When she laughed, gave you those lingering hugs that lasted just a beat too long. Her body was seeking connection. Now nothing. She steps back. When you move closer, her hugs become quick, polite shoulder pats if you reach for her hand. She pulls away or makes it brief. This isn't her being busy or distracted. Her nervous system is literally rejecting intimacy with. You watch for this with that friend who used to playfully punch your shoulder when you teased her, or the woman you've been dating who suddenly sits on the opposite end of the couch instead of curled up next to you. Her body is telling you something. Her words won't. Touch is one of the strongest human connection tools, and when it disappears, it's not just about affection. Fading, it's a defense mechanism. Her subconscious is putting up a wall to protect her from getting hurt or investing further. Clue 3, she stops testing you. Here's something most guys get. Backwards, when an interested woman stops giving you challenges, that's bad news. Women who are invested throw little tests, teasing you, mock, resistance, checking how you handle. Other women showing interest. When she quits testing you entirely, that's not peace, that's apathy. No tests means no investment. She doesn't care if you pass or fail anymore because the outcome doesn't matter to her. Research on female mating behavior shows that testing is how women gauge male quality and emotional stability. That barista who used to give you playful grief about your coffee order now just takes it silently. She's checked out mentally. Testing might feel annoying, but it's actually her way of measuring how much you care, how strong you are emotionally, and whether you're worth the effort. If she stops testing, it means she's emotionally checked out, and that bond is breaking down. Clue 4. Every conversation feels like work. Attraction flows naturally. When she was interested, conversations had energy. She asked follow-up questions, dove into your stories, added her own thoughts that built on yours. You felt heard, engaged, like you were both creating something together. Now her responses shrink. Yeah, cool. Maybe. You're doing all the heavy lifting, dragging her attention uphill while she gives you the conversational equivalent of shrugs. Psychologists call this emotional labor imbalance, and it's a clear sign her investment has tanked. Notice this pattern with women in your life. The neighbor who used to chat for 20 minutes when you both got home from work now gives you 3-word responses before disappearing inside. When someone loses interest, they stop engaging. Not because they're rude, but because their brain isn't firing the same way towards you anymore. This emotional distance is one of the hardest things to fix because it's not just lack of words, it's a lack of emotional presence. Clue 5. She talks about other men. When you were her focus, other men didn't exist in her world. Now she drops casual mentions my coworker. Said the funniest thing today, or my ex just texted me about something random. This isn't accidental conversation, it's strategic reframing. She's reminding you and herself that you're not her only option. Studies show that women mention other men, specifically to create emotional distance when they're losing romantic interest. Pay attention to how often she brings up male friends, co-workers, even random guys she interacted with during her day. When you were her priority, these men were invisible. To her, this behavior is a way to subconsciously or consciously signal that she is opening the door to other possibilities and emotionally detaching from you. Clue 6. She gets irritated by your existence. Things she used to find charming now annoy her. Your laugh is too loud. Your stories take too long. Even your silence bothers her. You're either talking too much or not enough. Nothing you do lands right anymore. This isn't about you changing your behavior. Neuroscience research shows that when attraction fades, women's brains literally rewrite their perception of male behaviors from positive to negative. Her irritation isn't rational, it's biological. Her brain is shifting you from potential mate to obstacle. This shift can feel like a harsh blow, but it's a real biological change. Her brain is adapting to pull away and protect itself from emotional pain, so what you're seeing is not a personal attack, but a deep instinctive reaction. Clue 7. She creates distance. Late text. Replies become the norm. I'm busy becomes her default response to plans. When a woman wants you, she'll move mountains to see you. When she's losing interest, she builds walls. This distance isn't about her schedule. It's about priority research on attachment. Behavior shows that people make time for what matters to them. If she's consistently unavailable, you're no longer what matters. Watch how quickly she responds to other people's messages versus yours. Notice how she always seems to have conflicts when you suggest getting together, but somehow has time for activities that don't include you. This behavior signals a shift in emotional investment and priorities. When someone builds walls instead of bridges, it's time to pay attention. Look, nobody wants to face these signs, but ignoring them won't make them go away. The sooner you recognize what's happening, the sooner you can decide what to do about it. Relationships are about communication, but sometimes the hardest conversations come when attraction fades. If you want to save the connection, it starts with awareness and honesty. If you want more straight talk about what women won't tell you directly, make sure to hit subscribe and follow along here on Dark Facts 2.0.